Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are set to collide. DuckTales is back and headed to the Haunted Mansion. And we got some new details about Stranger Things Season 2 from a new 8-bit game. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, spooky. Oh my god.
What up?
I love it.
What up, horror fans? Welcome to Horror News Weekly.
Yep.
We got a bunch of awesome stuff going down this week. I'm your host, Elena Jordan. You guys can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram at That Elena Jordan Girl.
And I'm Lucretia Lyon, guys. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
There can be only one. There is.
I love it. I love your little tagline there.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Oliver Drennan. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer.
Hi everyone, I'm Chauncey K. Robinson, and you can find me at Miss Chauncey K on Twitter.
All right, so let's dive right on into this week. We've got a whole bunch of awesome news.
Yeah, it was a huge week for horror.
It was, and it was all pretty awesome news for us, too. I'm really excited. A lot of stuff came out of New York Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of info from them, which is always awesome when the big Comic-Cons happen, because then we get firsthand from the show creators. And so we got to see that Walking Dead, a little bit of season 8, they said this one, they're going to have some Easter eggs specifically for the fans and to kind of appease us a little bit, because anytime that a show creator, when Greg Nicotero was like, there's going to be some Easter eggs, we're like, give us at least one right now. We can't wait. We can't wait. Give us now our Easter eggs, our Halloween candy. So we got to see that there is actually going to be a almost shot-for-shot recreation from season 1, where Carl is basically reliving Rick's opening moments from season 1 of discovering
Really?
That's so cool.
the post-apocalyptic
Full
world.
circle.
So it's pretty cool. I think we even have a little snippet of it here, maybe. Let's check it out. So we can see that we have the whole barren wasteland. This is, at this point, Carl is going out to get some supplies and things, but he's on his own. So we see him pulling up, and it's coming up right here that he's going to actually do the whole scene where he looks underneath the car and sees the walker going by. Which we were talking a little bit about, too, that the little girl from season 1 that Rick saw is still making convention appearances.
Good. And
now,
good.
8 seasons later. So, yeah, check it out. This looks so cool. So we have him walking around his whole thing with where we saw season 1 with the bicycle when he's walking through. So I absolutely love that they're kind of giving us a little bit of fan fodder here.
Yeah, especially since the season's so different now. You know, they're trying to go back to its roots, season 1, and that's where everyone fell in love with it. So
And we talked a little bit last week too about how they're doing this so we see this almost exact.
Oh, yeah. Is that even the same gas station, I bet?
Yeah, pretty much.
it's the same little girl.
The same little girl still wandering out there, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Microwave at me, so
And is it Carl or Carl?
I think it's pronounced. I think it's pronounced Coral.
Yeah.
His hair is so long.
And this talking in the back is so creepy. Where's that coming from?
So, so creepy, so good. I'm so excited about this season. But mostly, I'm really excited, too, because they also announced that there's going to be a crossover from Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Fans have been asking, hey, is this going to happen at any point? But because the timelines have been different and the locations are different, we just kind of assumed we would never actually get this scenario.
Yeah.
But now Robert Kirkman is telling us that he says, quote, we want these shows to have their own legs, tell their own stories, and be their own thing. I think we've finally gotten to a place in Fear the Walking Dead where it has its own identity and where we can play with some things. There is one character that is going to go from one show that I will not name to another show that I will not name. Now, what does that mean? Because these timelines, how does that work? we're going to see an interesting backstory of a Walking Dead character in Fear the Walking Dead, or are we going to see a Fear the Walking Dead character show up in The Walking Dead in a future version of the character?
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
And he is posing those questions to us. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you know what you're doing,
I
you
kind of
crafty man.
I want to see a character from Walking Dead originate from Fear the Walking Dead, rather, because then like you'll know that person. Oh, that person like survives in Fear the Walking Dead if they transfer to Walking Dead, you know.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a
what
good
I
point.
personally. That's what I would want to see.
That's a really good point.
I'm still mad at Fear the Walking Dead for ruining a stand-up joke I had. That's why I haven't watched it. I used to have a joke about they could never set a zombie apocalypse thing in Los Angeles, and then he fucking did.
Aw. I just didn't like that I have lived in the South in Atlanta and in LA, and both cities, they're like, get ready.
You're
It's
screwed.
about to go down.
That's okay. Zombieland was based in Dallas-esque. But
it's shot in Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's shot
the
in
thing. It's
Atlanta.
like, it's still shot in Atlanta. I'm like, get out of here, zombies.
It'll be interesting because they're kind of two different feels, the show. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just kind of the vibe around it. So it's kind of interesting to see how they'll mesh.
Yeah,
with
it'll be interesting, and I like that it's saying it's just one character. So it's like, all right, how is this gonna? Is this gonna be kind of like how we had the later season where the flashback of Rick with the guy that he met earlier, or is it gonna like how's it gonna
Morgan?
tie in?
Yeah,
Morgan.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. They also gave us a little bit of a teaser for The Walking Dead as well that looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. They've been really harping on how they're going to do this as like kind of like an 80s style action movie type deal. So we'll check out a little bit of that trailer here, that little teaser.
Rick.
Judith. His beard is under control. It's great.
Yes.
Amazing.
Who knew Andrew Lincoln was so funny? Did you guys watch the
Yes.
Robot Chicken one?
Yes. Boom.
That's awesome.
War's
Cannot wait.
coming to town. I just love whenever Rick is doing his angry shouting in the background too. It's like, you know it's gonna go down.
The Rick Tatership.
Yes,
I'm ready for it.
I'm all about it. Now, in other Robert Kirkman news, Outcast is coming back. So they announced, Cinemax announced the show is going to be coming back for season 2, July of 2018, starring Patrick Fugit. Absolutely love him.
Yeah, I loved the first season. I was so mad that the U.S. airing hasn't happened yet, but now they finally have a date, so which is good because this is actually in line with the comic series right now. And, you know, now that the comics are a little bit ahead, and that wasn't the intention, that was the thing, is it was supposed to kind of go along with the series. And so I'd kind of quit, like, keeping up with it with this not being shown. So I'm just excited because I can read my books again.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I think this show is absolutely great. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. The pilot was directed by Adam Wingard, who...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
I didn't know
who's-
that.
Yeah, who
for him,
is
'cause
yeah,
that's
he's
your
just
friend, right?
crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's
Did
awesome.
You're Next and a whole bunch of other stuff. So shout out to
Tell
Adam.
him to
You're
come
awesome.
over
Cool.
here. And,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I highly recommend reading the books and watching the series. To me, I like it a little bit better than Walking Dead, even in a way, because it's a little bit... He knew exactly where he was going, everything. It's sort of like his second... I mean, other than Invincible, which was in between. But
Right.
yeah, this is sort of his second horror novel, so yeah.
I like it a lot, so I'm very excited about next season. I'm also really excited because I'm a huge Teen Wolf fan. I did their after show, and I was very sad when they finally said goodbye. Teen Wolf graduated, basically. But we said last week Tyler Posey is going to be in MTV Scream.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that casting news. They have now said Gideon Emery, who played Deucalion, is also going to be joining the cast. So we're going to get to see a little Teen Wolf reunion there.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for Wolfman: The College Years. Their next film.
I'm hoping that they're going to do a Teen Wolf spinoff because I absolutely loved it and I thought it was great. But spoiler, don't listen if you haven't seen the last season of Teen Wolf. We know Deucalion will not be coming back because unfortunately he was the blind werewolf. He gets his sight back and then dies.
Oh,
Oh.
Didn't even see it coming. Irony.
I see what you did there.
We are really excited too because Sci-Fi's The Expanse season 1 is going to be coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, and it's also going to mark the very first Australian home video premiere for the season on November 8th. So get it, Expanse. They have gone too far, and apparently too far is into the homes of Australians. We also got some new info via Instagram, which is always fun when we get some social media previews here. Evan Peters is going to be playing Andy Warhol in American Horror Story at some point this season. We know he's going to be playing real-life cult leaders such as Charles Manson, Jim Jones. At some point, he's going to be playing Andy Warhol, and Lena Dunham is going to be guest starring as Valerie Solanas, the radical feminist who attempted to kill Warhol back in the 60s.
Oh, man.
I'm thinking Frances Conroy is going to be the grown-up version because we see her
was in
the
I Shot
preview.
You.
Yeah, and we see a little preview of her this week for next week. So I think that maybe Andy Warhol. I'm thinking this is going to be next week's episode.
That's a really good prediction. It's crazy. Evan Peters is killing it. He literally is
He's
killing it. He's doing all of
Yeah.
these cult leaders. Like I really didn't expect that.
And David Koresh, too, is on the list. But I love Andy Warhol. If you guys have ever been to my house, you would maybe know that. Like, I've got
Pop
Andy
art.
stuff
Pop art
everywhere. And, like, so this really excites me until I read Lena Dunham as Valerie Solanas. and then I'm like,
I take it you're not a Lena Dunham fan?
No.
no.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
I guess
Because I'm like, oh, I love I Shot Andy Warhol. Stephen Dorff, who I love, he was Deacon in Blade. He is Candy Darling in that movie. It's really like a weird cult classic, but yeah, like
which is ironic because this is American Horror Story cult.
cult.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
but yeah.
new cult classic.
Watch I Shot Andy Warhol. I think it holds up. I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah.
it's okay. Lena Dunham's only going to be there for like literally one episode probably.
Yeah.
You know?
But it'll
Anytime they have the like guest starring things,
But you're like, they're either
You
going
know
to
they're
die
gonna-
or they're never
it's
going to see
not
them
gonna
again.
yeah, we're not going
Much
to see
longer.
them. So poor Emma Roberts, as soon as the guest starring, I was
There
like,
you go.
all right, so
There
she'll
you
be
go.
here for a second.
Yeah.
Don't get too attached.
That's literally how this season is going, honestly.
The whole thing, anybody pops in, you're like,
Yeah.
don't get too
Yeah.
attached.
Pedro was it in one of the episodes, I think episode 2, when he got shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't get attached to those characters
They
ever.
do that in Hotel, though, too. That was the big one, that they were like, they hyped up all these cameos, and then they would be there for like a second. Like Max Greenfield. I was like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Get out of here. But in some kind of more tragic, more sombering news, Ryan Murphy did decide to re-edit tonight's episode of American Horror Story because of the tragedy in Vegas. I think it was probably a good call. I watched the episode, and I think they kept the same storyline. I feel like they kept the artistic integrity of the episode.
Yeah.
But they still showed a lot, so I feel like whatever was removed was probably pretty graphic.
Yeah.
So I think, and that being said, I think that's probably a good move. Ryan Murphy made a statement that he said, quote, I just made the decision that I'm going to have all the violence be shown for the most part off camera. Nobody ever talks about victims' rights, and that's sort of a weird emotional discussion that's never bridged. But I felt great sympathy for the people who were affected, and family members, loved ones, people who are upset about the way the world is. My point of view was I believe I have the right to air it, but I also believe in victims' rights, and I believe now is probably not the week to have something explosive or incendiary in the culture, because someone who is affected might watch that and it could trigger something that might make them feel upset. So their decision was to re-edit it, and I feel that was the right move.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it
it
was
makes
classy.
sense.
I think that was a good call. And if you do want to see the full extended version, they do have it available on FX On Demand and FX Plus. So they have the option, but having it on the actual TV, somebody just flipping through who could potentially catch it, I think that was a good move. Similarly, Netflix is going to be delaying Punisher.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, given that
Yeah.
content.
Considering his
Yeah.
powers that he just shoots the shit out of guns.
It's crazy
like,
that they're delaying it, yet there's no release date. So,
Yeah,
but I totally agree that it's not something that like I'm so sad about, because there's so much going on in this world and crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a week, and like people are still recovering, and it's just really unfortunate. And like my heart goes out to friends, family, and the victims that went through that in Vegas.
Yeah.
I do think that this was smart of them to delay it. It also was smart because they were going to do a full surprise launch at New York Comic-Con, and then they pulled all of their Comic-Con promotion completely too. It was tweeted out that they said that they will delay the mid-October launch of The Punisher, which also dropped out of New York City Comic-Con, until late fall. So I think that's also probably a pretty good move. I feel like a lot of times cultural things or events are not taken into consideration, and I think current situation, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, given the characterization of who the Punisher is, it's a little too close to home.
Yeah, and the thing is I remember, back when Buffy had to do it after
Yeah.
Columbine for season 3,
Yeah.
where Jonathan was in the clock tower with the gun. And, the thing is, back then, it was kind of hard to kind of get around that, to go into the next episode or things like that. But with, say, something like Netflix, they have full autonomy. So they can just simply say, you know what, this is not the time. And it works so well now. And same thing with American Horror Story. They were able to re-edit it and make it so much better for people, you know. And it's like, you know what, this exists, but it's going to be a choice if you want to watch it now. Yeah.
I think that's great that they're giving people the option.
Yeah.
Some other kind of disappointing news is Gillian Anderson said that she is done with X-Files.
I don't like this news.
Me neither.
I do not like this. She was asked if she was opening to continuing beyond this season, and her stern reply was, no, I think this will be it for me. And then they asked, okay, well then why did you come back for the follow-up at all if you are...
Because she saw the last episode of the X-Files after Buzz TV finale.
Where
Someone got really upset.
Everyone was so upset at the finale. So her quote was, she said, because it felt like it wasn't over. It didn't feel like we necessarily deliver everything the fans were expecting of us last time. And so it was that. So I do like that she's saying, I'm going to come back because we know everybody hated the finale. We want to fix it and make it better.
Guilt. She was guilted, you think? And the paycheck is nice, but...
Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer that it just seems like she doesn't seem very excited at all about coming back, where she's like, you may need to talk to me in a few years about that one once they finally shut the door. It's always been this maybe one more thing hanging over, but when the door is finally shut, call me up and ask me that question again.
Wow.
It's like, dang. I love that Fox, though, reaches out. And their reply is that Gillian Anderson, quote, has not commented on returning as it's premature and that she is currently filming the new event series. Which is Fox being like, shut up, Gillian.
She's Gillian Anderson. She's like, I don't care about you,
She can do whatever she wants.
Pretty much, I feel that is the case, but it's also like, man, don't,
The fans
come
are,
on.
fans obviously are like really
Scully
down.
forever. The truth is out there.
Well, I was really crushed when Buffy ended, and it's never coming back. So
Well,
I
Buffy
feel,
ended twice.
I feel your guys' pain.
Yeah,
You know,
God, why are you ripping out my heart again?
I know, it's like...
You're like, oh, you're sad about X-Files? Don't forget.
Don't forget.
I only got one season.
Buffy Summers will never be seen again in live action form. But I mean, all good things come to an end, right? Right.
I mean, in a way, they kind of have it
Yeah.
eventually. I mean, it keeps going on, and then what happens when it like loses its luster, or people get mad at the previous season, and it's a whole thing. So
And then it's
So,
just
it
done.
It better just be like an amazing, phenomenal season that the fans want.
Mulder
it
and
better
Scully
be.
are together.
I'm hoping. And since we're gonna have 8 Monster of the Week episodes, I'm like, okay, this is at least gonna be a good season that they're bringing back, even if it will be the end of. It won't be a Will and Grace scenario where they just keep adding more seasons.
I love how Billy Grace was just also like, screw the ending, we're just going to do something
Yes.
else.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep
I love
it
it.
going. Here we go. We do what we want.
I love it.
I will say though, one good thing about series ending is that it gives way for new series to begin.
Yep.
And Stephen King's Castle Rock is coming to Hulu.
Yes.
And it looks like it's going to be really good. I'm really excited about this one.
He's been killing it lately.
Everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to do a Stephen King adaptation. Like he is just in a good place right now.
He's kind of the it boy.
Oh.
Thank you. Also, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think we have a little sneak peek here at Stephen King's Castle Rock coming to Hulu. Just the visuals of this look like it's going to be so intensely good. and just that Stephen King creepy vibe of the camera movement and not knowing where things are coming from.
Hulu's stepping its game up too.
Yeah.
People sleep on Hulu and talk about Netflix, but no, Hulu's got some things.
Hulu's original series are absolutely crushing it. So Handmaid's Tale just taking all of those nominations.
I love Casual on there too.
Casual is so
Casual's
good.
great.
Oh, that show is so good.
I loved Deadbeat, but they
I was
canceled
about to
that
say
one.
Deadbeat
was so funny.
is a favorite of mine
Yeah.
too.
They
I
also
didn't know they canceled it. I'm sad.
Yeah. Well, the third season wasn't as good as the other two, but it was still funny.
I'm excited about this series.
looks
though.
epic.
I think this is going to be really
Yeah.
cool. I haven't read Castle Rock, so I don't know that much about it other than
There's
I
some
love Stephen
alligators.
King.
That's scary.
Bill Skarsgård's in it too.
Oh, I love Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
It's just
Maybe
fun to say
we
his
should
name.
get his brother in there.
Oh,
Hey.
That'd be nice.
Like, put him on there.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Have you ever seen my computer? Hold on.
Now, something that I know that you love. Oh, there you go. As much as the Skarsgårds is Constantine.
Oh my God.
Look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Look
There we
at
go.
that. It's beautiful.
Yes.
So we
That's how
also
much I love
got
that.
our little first look at Constantine, too.
I know,
Uh-oh.
and I really want everyone to tweet me. Thank you so much for making this happen. I
Oh.
mean, I would not shut up, and they finally brought it back in a cartoon form. But he will be on Legends this season too.
And he still smokes. It's just animated smoke. We got the
I'm
the
so
full
happy
Constantine.
that they let him smoke in this. Like, I almost cried. Because I was like, oh my God, is that a cigarette? And he's not just putting it out.
There you go.
Oh.
Boom. See, Constantine fans are super into like the.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the big thing.
Smoking.
Well, because that's like that's a major part of his
It's
character.
a signature thing. So when they take that away, like a lot of people get really upset. So they're like, "All right, it's animated. It's fine. It's two
It's on the
dimensions.
CW
Yeah.
seed.
This is also very gory.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super intense.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's like
into
a
it.
way intense. Like I really love how they've been doing all of these really dark animations, like Killing Joke and now
Yeah.
Constantine.
yeah.
Well, and two, Constantine, voiced by Matt Ryan as well, and this is actually how I talked to him about this when it was just announced, was at the Justice League Dark premiere, which is a cartoon movie that's sort of along the same veins of this show, and that's sort of one of the other jumping off points they decided to do this, is because nerds still want to see it.
I'm all about it. And I'm also really excited about another animated thing that's special that's going to be coming out. This one, not dark at all. This is the DuckTales. The DuckTales are going to the Haunted Mansion, and I'm so excited because the team who brought us Robot Chicken is teaming up
my gosh.
with Disney to bring us Huey, Dewey, and Louie, voiced by Danny Pudi, Ben Schwartz, and Bobby Moynihan. So this is going to be absolutely hilarious and amazing. I cannot wait. Also, Baby Boo is going to be in it, and the infamous Hatbox Ghost. I think we have a little sneak peek here, which is kind of cool too. They're bringing the Hatbox Ghost back when they did the bringing him back after 40 years. And they're bringing DuckTales back at the same time.
I'm surprised because like SpongeBob is having
Yeah.
Yeah.
SpongeBob is doing,
this Friday.
which is going to be,
He looks so cute.
Yeah.
I love the little animated Hatbox Ghost. It is going to be funny because SpongeBob is also very similar animation to this one. But I think that this is still a good move that Disney Channel XD is going to be doing because I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, because I was so excited for the show coming back, and then now you're gonna do this too. I'm
They
like,
go to
oh,
the
wow.
haunted- yeah.
Yes, we now have a new special because Tokes Lagunde is actually voicing on the show. Yeah, and she's Mrs. Beasley. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff that's coming that is new stuff and returning things that we have. So, Stand Against Evil
Oh,
is going to be coming back.
I loved this show. Like, it took me a while to watch it, but once I did, I'm like, okay, I can't wait for season 2.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's giving me Dale and Tucker versus Evil vibes.
It's
what I was
very
thinking.
much
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, and
So like,
I love it.
I really want to get into it. I need to watch this first season so I can,
It's on
Get-
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get caught up. And then
Yeah.
here's a little preview of season 2. This one's really funny too. One of my friends, Mick Ignis, plays several of the demons on here, and it's so cool seeing his behind the scenes stuff that he'll post, and it just looks like this is the most fun set ever to be on. So really, really fun show.
And there's a lot of hockey Easter eggs. If you're a big fan like me, my all-star shirt on. John C. McGinley is as well. Like, so there's like a whole big Bobby Orr like stick storyline and stuff. So I don't know if you guys are into that. It's funny.
Love it. Love it. Can't wait for season 2. Very excited about it. Very excited about season 2 as well of Stranger Things.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Who isn't?
Everybody is
It's this
so
month.
geared up. I can't
Yeah.
believe it's going to be October 28th.
It was a year since the first season came out. Like, and
so
we all
nuts.
fell in love. So it's just, oh my god.
And we've just been desperate to get any sort of Easter eggs from this one. We reported a little bit last week, but we ended up getting several Easter eggs this week from a very surprising source. Netflix released their own Stranger Things 8-bit game. Listen to the music on this.
Oh my god. It's like I just started on my NES. Oh my god.
It's so good. So you go through.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I love it. And did you guys ever play Maniac Mansion?
Oh, yeah.
When you're so this reminds me of Maniac Mansion. Like this is like the quintessential 80s video game. It's such a good idea to tie this in with the 80s vibe of Stranger Things.
That's awesome.
But the real kicker for this one, which is what's so cool, is that it gave us several different Easter eggs. One, it teases the titles of 6 of the 9 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
So they had released some of the titles before, but it turns out they've changed. So we now have episode 1 is going to be called Mad Max. 2 will be Trick or Treat Freak. 3, The Pollywog. 4, Will the Wise. 5, Dig Dug,
Yeah.
which, the little 8-bit reference, love it. And 6, The Spy. So we don't know what the last 3 episodes are going to be called, but we got these from that little 8-bit game. And then an even cooler thing is they're on Reddit, Ice Cream Boy 201 figured out that beating the game actually unlocks a secret clip from season 2.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So if you don't want to play the game and win it, we'll just spoil it for you here.
Well, aren't you cute, little exterminator?
Little exterminators.
You can say that.
If I get another Three Musketeers, I'm gonna kill myself.
No, Three Musketeers.
What's wrong with Three Musketeers? No one watched Three Musketeers.
Gotta get the
Cats.
No one
Milky
likes
Way.
I love how the
Cool.
pixelated characters are right there watching the screen too.
Top 3.
Oh, God, give me Holy shit, you should have seen the look on your faces.
That girl is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love the little Mystery Science Theater style 8-bit guys just bouncing around in the front watching it. That is such a smart promotion.
Yeah.
That
And
is-
like the game is probably really easy to make, it doesn't have any graphics, so it's like really easy to it's just a great like promotion for the series that's to come. So
What are you guys
wanna play
most
it.
excited about for season 2 for Stranger Things? What do you want to see?
That big giant monster. Like,
Yeah.
like,
A little bit more
love,
explanation.
yeah, I love like the Cthulhu-esque like feeling to it. I dig it all out.
The Demigog.
I'm just happy we're getting more episodes. Like
Yeah.
there was
Yes.
not enough episodes last season, so we're gonna have see more of the characters that we love. See my girl 11. So
Yes,
it's
I
gonna
want to
be-
see what 11's new snack of choice is going to be. If it's
Yeah.
going to still be Eggos.
No
It's gotta be
more
Eggos. It's gotta be Eggos.
Just Eggos forever.
Maybe it's like the pancake Eggos, which are not as good as waffle Eggos. But
Yeah, because what's the point?
why? Why? No.
Like,
not the
yeah.
same.
And whatever happened to the Eggo minis? I get so mad because every time
I just think about that, the break-offs.
Yeah, those were the best ones.
Cinnamon Toast Eggos
Yeah.
are the best. The little 4, and you could, Cinnamon Toast
Oh,
Crunch Eggos.
French. What is it called? Toaster strudel. That's what she's gonna like. Toaster
Ah,
strudel.
okay.
Or was
Pop-Tarts.
okay.
Pop-Tarts.
Ah.
If she has Pop-Tarts instead of
Yeah, I'm
Eggos,
just thinking of
then
Toaster
don't
Strudel.
90s.
sell out.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts, yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I wasn't
Season
born till
5.
the
Season
80s,
5,
so.
she switches to Pop-Tarts, and we know we're in the 90s.
Exactly.
I love it. She gets a pair of platform shoes.
Spice Girls. Equalization between sexes.
So
I didn't drink before.
also really excited because Ash vs. Evil Dead They've given us some sneak peeks at New York City Comic Con for season 3. They also finally gave us a premiere date. We now know February 25th, 2018. Ash is coming back, and his long lost daughter.
I have mixed feelings about this because if you've watched the show and you watched last season specifically, and this is part of the reason why Craig DeGregorio quit as showrunner, is season 2 sort of set up Kelly to be Ash's daughter. I mean, every little piece. But when it came to the finale, they decided to go a different direction, and, you know, he just couldn't get along with Rob Tapert about it because it was like, we set this whole thing up. Why are we going another direction?
Yeah.
And because Kelly is so much like Ash
Yeah.
anyway, and it was like, that was actually funny the way that, I mean, because he apparently had wrote, because they go back into the past and everything, and create Ash Point, which would have been Kelly being his kid, which really interesting.
I would have liked that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool. But I think probably, too, a lot of it is it's weird that he would hit on his daughter. Because that was, you know,
our
even though that's...
president does that.
Yeah. Well,
So I was like,
Does that make
we've
it
seen
better?
worse.
yeah, I was like,
It's okay, we
So I was like, our president.
But we
does
like
that.
Ash.
Yeah. Well, Ash is a character.
Yeah. So Ariel Carver O'Neill is going to be playing Ash's long lost daughter. We've got some first images of her as well. The 3rd season, Ash is going to be in Elk Grove, Michigan. And he has now changed from his murderous urban legend to now he's this humanity-saving hometown hero. So I'm excited about seeing this new...
Yeah, I'm
I think we got
curious the
some
way they'll
pictures here.
go because it's very like high school-y with all the promotions I'm seeing. Like,
Yeah.
so it seems
Yeah.
like it'll be really fun. I mean, it's always going to be funny. It's Bruce Campbell. You put the man in a room by himself and he makes magic happen.
He's incredible. Yeah, so we see Ash here with his daughter, and then I think we also have a photo too. Just that's Ariel right there. So in true Ash fashion,
Yes.
covered in
Yeah.
blood, looking awesome. Yeah, I love all these promos that look very like the evil is about to get schooled, like this Ash's high school daughter. I'm into it. I think it looks really cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lollipop Chainsaw. If you ever
my
played
God, the
that
video game?
Yeah,
Yes.
like that
Or-
image especially.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's. It's
Yeah,
Five Nights
Five
at
Nights
It's like
at
Five Nights at Freddy's and Lollipop Chainsaw combined.
Just hope this means more Alice Cooper since we're going with the school theme for the music.
School's out forever, buddy. Yeah, this is pretty cool too because they were talking about how are they going to outdo themselves for this season. They made a reference to the Morgue episode last season.
Oh my
this
God.
demon colon battle where Ash, you know, and Bruce Campbell even quoted. He said, "Once you put your head up a cadaver's butt, where do you go from there?"
Yeah.
But
Kind
then,
of hard to top.
but then Ms. De Lorenzo said the writers keep outdoing themselves every season. Speaking of colons, there's something even more disgusting, gag-worthy / hilarious at the same time than there was last season. I don't think you could top the fight with a colon, but we do it in season 3.
Oh, wow.
So they're gonna actually kick some butt.
Now I'm curious.
Okay.
Oh.
More about
I'm into it. Dana De Lorenzo, too, gave us a lot of kind of little sneak peek Easter egg things to look forward to in her interview for New York City Comic Con.
I love her. She's fun.
She's so awesome. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
her in and interviewed her for the show, and she's absolutely awesome. Really, really cool person. But they were saying, somebody asked, one of the fans asked a Q&A, are you going to go back to the medieval times again?
Yes.
A la Army of Darkness. And she flat out was asked, you know, she's like, can we say anything? Bruce Campbell says, I will allude to the ending of this upcoming season in that everything will be different. Really different. Really, really, really different. You're going to effing pick your jaw up off the floor at the end of the season. I wish I could tell you because I would love to see your jaws drop right now.
Wow.
Which
Hail to
makes
the
me
king,
think,
baby.
yeah, it makes me think they're not gonna go medieval, but something.
They're
It's
gonna
gonna
go
be
back
They're gonna
to
go in
somewhere.
the future.
That'd be cool.
Prehistoric times. They're gonna fight some dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Possessed dinosaurs, you
That'd be a lot
know.
of
Pterodactyls.
Legends already kind of did the dinosaurs, so I think they need to go to the future.
Pterodactyls.
Be like
Yeah.
Jason X style, like just
If
ridiculous.
I see
my God.
Bruce
Yeah.
chainsaw T-Rex, I think I can die a happy man.
Come on.
Chainsaw T-Rex is now. If somebody doesn't cosplay that, then they're messing up. That's all I want to see now. That's all I want in life.
I have some Ash vs Evil Dead foam chainsaws. I'll just make little T-Rex arms out of it.
Yes, do it. I'd be so all about it. Oh, so excited. So what series are you guys most excited about that are going to be returning? We've got a bunch coming up. Stranger Things, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Stand Against Evil. Is there any that are really standing out to you guys?
Channel Zero is coming back, so they're like switching up the whole season from the previous one. So it's really gonna be. It looks really creepy so far. Sci-Fi has a lot of good shows coming back out. So I'm excited.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be basic and say Walking Dead.
That
know,
too.
Next season. I just hope it's like not slow because apparently it's gonna be 80s. The 80s are back, so action, explosions, firing, and so I'm interested in seeing something different from Walking Dead because it's just so slow, and that's why a lot of people are dropping off from it. But possibly coming back if it's gonna be like a lot like previous, like Easter eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah. It got kind of depressing.
Yeah.
The beginning of that season.
Yeah,
I'm not over it.
What I
still.
don't like,
Yeah.
hopefully
personal
people aren't
Yeah.
too split up because I think that's something that a lot of people are frustrated along with myself. Like everyone's always split up.
Yeah.
That's why like season 2 was so awesome because everyone was together. Season 1, everyone was together. So
Yeah,
just
they all
like
traveled.
It's like stop Scooby Dooing this. Like just stay together. You don't need to split up.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Me, like, as much as I've been loving Lucifer, and seriously, if you're not watching that show, watch it. It's like the funniest show on television right now. I am really still excited for Ash vs. Evil Dead to come back. So, like, yes! And Outcast, finally.
Outcast.
Yeah.
And of course, all of us, we can't wait for Stranger Things. So
Yeah.
there's so many good shows coming back. We love hearing from you guys too, and love to hear what shows you're interested in. So please let us know what you guys are hearing about. We love hearing from you, and we want to keep the show super interactive. And in the meantime, where can we find more from you guys?
Well, I'm Chauncey K. Robinson once again, and you can find me on Twitter at Miss Chauncey KR.
Yes, guys, and I'm Oliver Jenner. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer.
And I'm Lucretia Lyon, guys. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet since there is only one. And stay tuned to the AfterBuzz TV Sci-Fi, Fantasy, and Superhero channel for the Legends of Tomorrow After Show. We're back, bitches.
I'm Elena Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan, ALANAJORDAN. You can also tune in to tonight's AfterBuzz review of American Horror Story. And then we'll catch you guys back here next week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.